I'm Rob Green, coach of defensive backs. Our first defensive back signee is Miles Richardson from Chapel Hill High School in Douglasville, Georgia. Miles is 5'10", 180 pounds. He signed with us in December, and he's actually an early enrollee. Started class at the beginning of interim in January. Miles has the ideal length and quickness that we're looking for corners to play both press and both off coverage. As you can see from his film, fluid hips. He's quick in transition, what we like to call twitchy in our lingo. He played wide receiver as well, which means for us something we look for is guys that also play offense because they have good ball skills. One thing about Miles, really high football IQ, really one of the smartest prospects I've ever talked to from a football standpoint. Miles plays with an edge, and he plays with a lot of confidence, which is one thing you look for at the defensive back position. And one thing I'll add on him is he was one of the best prospects we had at any camp anytime this summer. So really excited to welcome Miles to the family. Our next defensive back signee is Keyvaun Cobb. He's from Christ School in Asheville, North Carolina. He's about 5'11", 178 pounds. One thing we like about Keyvaun, he brings athleticism to play both corner and safety. He reminds me a lot of JoJo Tillery, and the fact that he's really smooth and has great ball skills. A couple things you'll see on his film is that he makes plays at the highest point, and for me, that's something that I can't coach. He actually finished the season with 11 interceptions, which was one of the tops in the country. He also, for his team, played running back and receiver. Another thing, like I said, we like to look at guys who play offense as well. His team made it all the way to the state championship game, and Keyvaun was a big part, making a lot of big plays. He's also a state championship track guy. He has one of the best 400-meter times in the country. Last thing on Keyvaun, he just got a great knack for the football and a great knack for making big plays and big moments. And we're really excited about adding him to our class. Our next defensive back signee for this 2019 class is John Harrington. John is 6'1", 170 pounds. He's from Seven Lakes High School in Katy, Texas. I'm going to give you a couple measurables on John just to talk about him for a sec. He's 6'5" wingspan. When he came here for his official visit, he's been clocked at both 4.5 in the 40, all right, and 10.9 in the 100 meters. Those are things that we look at as ideals for guys playing the defensive back position, specifically at corner. He fits those measurables. Kind of interesting story. He got some family ties to South Carolina. He came up for a junior day in May, had no idea who he was, and then came back to camp where he had a really impressive performance, and we offered him a scholarship. At one point, in the process, he was committed to Yale, and that kind of tells you what type of student he is, what type of young man we're bringing in. So really excited to add him into the family as well.